Well, I've always had a sense of being able to get along with Senate leadership. And while we have had our disagreements, and while we have had our ups and downs and tay-to-tays, call it whatever you want to, when it comes to the real substantive issues that affect our people, whether it's healthcare issues or whether it's education issues or whether it's health and human services, taking care of our seniors, all of these issues that are of everyday importance to all the people of our state, the partisanship should be set aside. And so we know, the lay of the land. The Democrats are in control of the House leadership. The Republicans are in control of the Senate. And we have to, in my opinion, get along and work together. And I've worked to do that. And it hadn't been easy sometimes. But I think it is important that we set aside those partisan issues and bickerings when it comes to the real substantive issues. And my pledge is to do that. I've always been willing to do that. I recall one time when the Senate president denied, I think, 15 members of my caucus when I was a member of the Democrat leadership the right to address a very important issue that was being debated on the Senate. I took odds with the Senate president and we had words, but at the end of the day, we sat down and we worked through things. These energy issues and what have you that are also important to energizing Kentucky as far as economic development is concerned. The initiative that we passed during the last session on revamping our economic development process through the incentives, business incentives, and what have you, the tax increment financing issues, and the issues of sustaining a energy bill that would help create an energy independence here in Kentucky. We all work together on those issues, and that's the way it should be.
And you've been, the committees that you're on in the Senate now, Appropriations and Revenue, Transportation,
Agriculture, Natural Resources, and subcommittee. I do not serve on the special subcommittee on energy, but I do serve on the University of Kentucky's Center for Applied Research, Energy Research Advisory Board, and I've been on that board for 15 years.
And those are the committees that you'd want to be on again?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay.
And you did note transportation because that is very important to our area here.
Do you think that Owensboro and Davis County are held in proper regard when it comes to Frankfort? I mean, some people say that our community has been overlooked.
Yeah, well, there's those that say that we've not had a seat at the table. We've had a seat at the table for years. We had a seat at the table when we brought the Owensboro Community and Technical College, then called the Community College, to town. I recall Lewis Johnson and then I don't think Don Blandford was Speaker of the House at the time. He may have been Speaker Pro Tem, and myself held up the entire state budget to get the initial funding for the community college, then community college. We've had a seat at the table when we converted the system into a community college system to a Kentucky Technical and Community College system. That didn't come easy. There was turf battles all over, but I think between the Patton administration and the legislature recognizing the fact that in order for us to rebuild working class, middle class America and restore those jobs, we must have a more adequately trained, technically trained workforce. So we had a seat at the table there. We've had a seat at the table in the areas of arts and all the areas of education, elementary, secondary, post-secondary. And, from an economic development standpoint, we had a seat at the table when we built and nurtured and brought in the research center out on Carter Road, the Bowell Technology Center, where we're doing advanced breakthroughs in medicines that help cure cancer through utilization of a tobacco crop, a very controversial crop that has roots traced back to emphysema, cancer, and many other illnesses. So I think we have had a seat at the table. Our geographic location seems to be somewhat of an issue. And we Owensboroans and regionally, McLean County and Ohio and Hancock County, all of our regional counties have had to fight twice as hard as many of the other regions of Kentucky, because we have not had, even though we have 3 outstanding institutions of higher learning outside the Community and Technical College. We have Brescia University. We have Kentucky Wesleyan. We have Daymar College, which certainly fills a niche in its society, in its place out there. And we've had to work twice as hard, but that's to our credit. So I think we've had a seat at the table, and a daggone good seat at the table, and not just in me, but our area representation as well.